So in this clip, we're going to see Mehdi Hasan absolutely destroy the clown, which is billionaire Bill Ackman, and some of the other billionaires that threw the kitchen sink at Zoran Mamdani to try and take him down and help him lose the election. But as we know, it didn't work. Let's watch the clip in full and give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
First of all, have you seen this? The front page of the New York Post this morning?
Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It says, on your marks, get set, Zoe, Socialist Mamdani wins race for mayor, the red apple. What do you think of that?
What I think is it didn't work during the election campaign. I can't believe they're still trying this shit. I mean, the New York Post, Rupert Murdoch, they tried. They threw the kitchen sink at this guy, and it didn't work. He won a majority of the vote. In the last days, they were like, if only Sliwa pulls out. The whole campaign was Sliwa pull out. Doesn't matter if Sliwa pulled out. He won more than 50% of the vote. He won a majority in New York. He won more than 1 million votes. It's been, I think, something like they said, 60 years since a New York mayoral candidate won over 1 million votes. So none of this stuff worked. They'll keep going after him, the billionaires. And I pointed out last night, Zoran Mamdani did not just beat Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa. Zoran Mamdani beat Bill Ackman and Michael Bloomberg and Reed Hastings and James Murdoch and the Walmart woman and the Home Depot guy and DoorDash and Airbnb and all the billionaires and corporations who threw all that cash at him. He beat them all.
What do you think about Bill Ackman reaching out last night? what did you think of that?
First of all, it was a very short tweet. Bill Ackman writes these War and Peace Tolstoy tweets, a very short tweet. I tweeted last night thoughts and prayers to Bill Ackman and Elon Musk. This guy spent his entire campaign attacking. He suggested that Zoran Mamdani is some crazy jihadist terrorist radical.
And for people that don't know who he is, he's a hedge fund manager. He's worth about $10 billion.
I envy the people who don't know who he is. I wish I didn't know who he was. But he spends a lot of money and time online. And what's interesting is it's why people hate politics in this country, right? It's so cynical. He spent the entire campaign saying that guy is a terrorist. He hates Jews, like the most extreme incendiary rhetoric. And then he wins. He's like, hey, man, I'll work with you. You need me? I'm here for you. Hold on. I thought you just told us the end of the world was going to happen if this guy won. That's like, right. Make your mind up.
But I do have.
So, honestly, as usual, Mehdi Hasan always on the money and such good points. So I just want to just give my thoughts and opinions just on a few things. What Mehdi said about that's why people hate politics is 100% on the money. Bill Ackman, people like him, spent so long speaking against Zoran Mamdani like he was a terrorist, trying to act as if he was, calling him a jihadist, all of these types of things. But if they really believed the sort of things that it is that they were saying, after Mamdani won the election, why would Bill Ackman turn around and say, congratulations, I'm here if you need me to work with you? Why would he say that? Doesn't make any sense, does it? The reason as to why he said that was plain and simply because he's telling lies. He's telling lies. He knows that Mamdani threatens him and people of his ilk. Hence the reason as to why over $22 million was spent by at least 26 billionaires and wealthy families that oppose Mamdani in the New York mayoral race. That's the reason. Bill Ackman himself donated between 1.25 and 1.75 million to anti-Mamdani super PACs, which was supporting his opponents. Michael Bloomberg was the largest donor, giving over 8 million alone. But as we know, Mamdani, he ran on and campaigned on socialist policies, but policies that were things like rent freezes, wealth taxes, and these things worried billionaires because why? It was going to hurt and impact them. So this is why we as the people, we have to think to ourselves. Now, obviously, I know that doesn't relate to me here in the UK, but we have the same thing here. Wealthy families that back people that have policies that will help them, but it's not going to help the people. That's the reason as to why we need to be paying attention. And I always say, not voting against our own interests. That's the exact reason as to why. We have to be looking at these things and we have to be making sure that we're voting for the right people. And Zoran Mamdani, I'm glad he was the person that New York voted for. But what Mehdi Hasan said in there is just so key and so essential. A lot of these people don't even believe the things that's coming out of their mouth. You see, the one thing about Donald Trump, we dislike him a lot. But one thing that you can assure, if he says something bad about one of his opponents, he actually believes what's coming out of his mouth. He actually does. A lot of these other people are just actors. They're not real. They don't mean what it is that they say, but they'll just say it anyway. But yeah, like we already know, despite the millions that was thrown and the kitchen sink that was thrown at Zoran Mamdani, we know he won the election anyway. Why? Because he's speaking to the very problems that New Yorkers once solved. The same thing Donald Trump done in the last election, but we now know that he lied about. Why? Because the cost of living is higher. Inflation is going up as well. A lot of the things that he promised, he didn't even stick to. The only one is deporting people. The only problem with it is that he's deporting people that are here legally as well, and people that haven't done anything wrong. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this clip. It's a short one today. I just wanted to show you that because honestly, we need more of this. We need more of these billionaires being taken down because of the fact that they're trying to maintain themselves and their family's wealth, but they don't mind the average person, the working individuals struggling and lining up for food banks to be able to feed ourselves and our families. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this clip down in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in 40% off ground news, where you can take a look and see news from the way that aligns with yourself, click the link in the description below this video and you can get 40% off, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.